Hey traders, welcome to Thursday stream. It's early, I know, but I have I normally train in the afternoon. Zito, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Hello, dude, I see you over there. Thanks, man. What's up, Ryan on X? Yeah, so sometimes I do these afternoon streams because of my schedule, and it's appropriate too because of price action. So kind of just meshes together well. But as you can see, what's happened to Bitcoin, the buyers woke up after a bearish back test of 58.4 yesterday with the close really bad, and then just engulfing today. And this is kind of what you can expect when you don't have a solidified edge, when you're in major impulses, like after impulses. You just don't really have much to go off of besides scrubby low time scales, and those, it's just not very reliable. And so as they rejected that level yesterday in the 4-hour, look, it just ran back up, tested it, and then when the market opened, you know, the recovery of Japanese or the Nikkei, every market really, all the Mag 7 are going nuts today. I mean, they're everything. I mean, we're talking UK 100, ASX, German 30, the DAX, and the Nikkei. Even gold's bouncing. So like everything is making a comeback from the sell-off that we've been seeing, and talking all of it, man. So, but here's one thing, and I don't really want to be like that guy, but we have hit a very special level, and let me show you here. Okay, here we are, coming to you for the first time on this stream, where there was a really, really nice bullish shark pattern, a 113 shark, met the criteria, minimum 1618, and then the 113, and recaptured the channel bottom, but is now from the highest point, July 29th, to the lowest point, August 5th, from the high to the low, the structure. We have now formally achieved a 50% retrace to the T. You can see it, that green line there represents the 50% retrace, 59,848 on this chart. One test and nothing more. So that is the potential price reversal zone of a bearish FIBO pattern. If you want to, we can just take a gander at the I'll show you. Easy enough. There it is. Harmonic Trader. Scott Carney's research. Shout out him for that. That's right here. I mean, you have a perfect pattern. Pretty much hit a 113, 3% differential. Pretty much was 113, 1618 minimum all the way to 224. And, you know, this might have overshot a little bit. But that 50% retrace, the D point. So that's where we are. So you gotta wonder, this is what are we gonna do? Are we gonna get a nice type 1? We're gonna get a reaction here. This is a pullback where we start testing 55, you know, the 57, 58, 4 level as support again, or are we going for a major retrace eventually after this? So that's a pretty big development, man. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention while I can. All right, Wayne Batson. Yeah, it's middle of the day, man. I know it's gonna be tough. Everyone working and doing things. So Dark Light, you've been watching, following since 2018, 2019. That's the beginning, man. It's Genesis here. You just want to say thanks for keeping it real, making sure we understand technical realities, potentialities of these markets. Yeah, that's all it is. Potential reversals, potential, yeah, continuations. We just don't know. And candle closes are important, man, because I just think what's so spectacular about how it all concluded, this manic sell-off, this 30% drawdown in 6.5 days, concluded with, for now, it's concluded with this channel being once again respected to some degree. They violated it intraday. When the close occurred, you closed at it, and then that was the bottom from now. So I know Bitcoin is up over 20% from the intraday lows, but since the trader set it up on the 5th, Bitcoin is up 10%. So I would say that's pretty cool to see how well respected this channel's being on the top side and bottom side. Like, it's hard to say that, like, how could you say it's not, this is not how the market participants around the world are collectively interpreting this structure. They are. I mean, this is it. This is how it is. So you will have a mega bullish engulfing candle in 5 hours, 15 minutes if this is confirmed as is. And a really nice, much needed recapturing of key historical level. So freaking real, man. Been regarded so many times in 2021. We needed that, and I feel better. Always going to feel a lot better about this asset above that level. So much work to be done though, because you just put in technically the lowest low, and before that the lowest high, and before that a low that was lower than the previous low, and a highs that were lower than the highest high. So a lot of work to be done, but nevertheless, nice recovery. Heck yeah, dude. And all the altcoins too doing things. Ethereum's up 10%. Man, they confirmed with a candle close yesterday, a bearish breakdown, and then today just completely reversing back above it, working on a bullish and golden candle. And I just, between 2400 and 2900, I mean, you kind of have an argument to say that that's maybe the target area up there, the 28s, 29s. Just going to do what Bitcoin does. All right. 10% on Ethereum. And they looked terrible yesterday. They looked like it was, it was so nasty yesterday on the daily close for so many assets. Not Solana, but BNB also closed. And see, now BNB is doing some bearish backtest stuff. And it's like, wait, if I'd like it above 510, could we recapture $510 and hold it and then backtest it? That would be, I would appreciate that the most. But for now, we just have what was once resistance support is kind of now being regarded as resistance. See how it was support and support, and now it's doing the opposite. It's resistance. So, like, I guess 58.4 is the same as 510, where I'd feel more comfortable on this asset if the price was above 510 and holding above it.
Thank you for always showing up, particularly at a UK-friendly time. I had an AVAX short, not sure what to do with it. Can you look at the chart, please? Love, Spoodly Doodly smiley face.
Spoodly, what's up, man? Thanks for the 2561 super chat, man. Coming in from either Europe or the UK. Oh, no, that's pounds. Okay, you're in the UK. Nice, dude. Thank you, man. We can look at Avalanche that was looking like it was about to collapse, and then just you get a macro reversal, and these things are squeezing. They're all up. This is how it works. Homogenous market. I mean, Bitcoin goes up. Altcoin's going to recover too after being destroyed. So chances are most of the altcoins are just going to put in lower highs and roll over later. But what if Bitcoin never stops? What if this 50% retrace is nothing? Just keep going. Go to 60,800, 64K after that. Then the altcoins probably just keep going. But we can look at it after these big four or big five, whatever. Big four. Yeah. All right. Solana, a big percent. The one that was the most incredible remained that. Whereas that 124, 130 level was only violated intraday. As you can see, same type of price action correlation at close that Bitcoin's channel got to this horizontal line support resistance on Sol. Bullish and golden candle, a little fall through yesterday. Now recapturing the 200 simple moving average. Really nice. I guess 171 would be maybe on deck. It looks like they're just testing the high from April 21st, May 6th right now. Very choppy, man. This is extremely choppy, where it looked like a triple top with distribution structure, but the neckline was defended successfully. And that's like a failed attempt from sellers, and so that can have consequence. So I can't really be bearish on Sol until that level's truly broken with confirmation. Yeah, Sol's been good the whole time. I mean, Sol was good. I know, like, we had the bearish shooting star. It played out wonderfully, but I mean, before that, crypto looked garbage. Bitcoin looked kind of like garbage, but Solana looked good. And it still kind of looks okay. The best of the major market cap coins, for sure. XRP, wow. You know, after that lawsuit, settlement, whatever, yesterday, they've given us a new piece of data, have they not? Here's a low, the lowest low seen in a long time. This was a multi-year low, I believe, on XRP that no other altcoin or no other high market cap coin was really doing. None were making multi-year lows like XRP. But then the rally and then the news. And so we now, that piece of data is a higher low. We are now, the buyers may be recapturing momentum. And, you know, above 50 cents is good. And now they've just back tested 58.5 cents. What was resistance has now flipped to support today. And now it's kind of at the highs of the day. So if this is real, then you would just imagine, you know, 73 to 76 cents is on deck. Just, yeah, no, those are just that's like the last time XRP had some runs. This is where it went to, right? 73 to 76 cents. So rejoice for a higher low. Bitcoin just made a lower low. Solana just made the same low. Ethereum made a lower low. BNB made a lower low. XRP, higher low. Okay.
WPL's diet.
So Villa, you want Pulse? Yeah, we can look at it if you want, dude. Of course. Thanks, dude, for the contribution. I guess this is a decent time for you too. So all bets are off when they recapture the level. Working on a golden candle. This could be a fake out. Could be. As you can see, I mean, there was like 50% downside. So if the buyers say, no, we're not letting it go there now. We gotta rally first. If they engulf and confirm it and you get back about $22, you know the target's $29. Because there's just not much there between those levels. So it's either 1080, 20, or 30. 10, 20, 30. Wow, go figure, right? I mean, that's how they set it up. That they've been regarding these levels as support resistance. Historically and more recently, but not really an edge. I mean, nothing implies that sellers are exhausted here, but just after a pronounced down markdown, you are recovering, I guess, because the macro saved the day. Bitcoin breaking that level was big time, but now you got to think about Bitcoin hitting bearish 5.0 price reversal zone potentially. But it did happen. I mean, I don't know if it's going to perform or if it's going to fail or whatever, but we have officially hit that 50% retrace from the 70K high. So all I can say is below $20, long enough, $10, 1080. But you're not below $20 anymore. You're now in the demand zone, supply zone, right? The inflection zone. And so above 22, that's when you'd say cut your losses probably. But tell me, I mean, the trend is down and it's been lower highs, lower lows. You had the conclusion with a blow off top March 19th, and there is no indication of accumulation right now. Any rally will most likely turn into a lower high than the previous highs, and it will roll over and eventually make lower lows. That's the trend right now. That's just, that's almost all the altcoins are doing that. So you have one up day that, yeah, it's up 10%, but can you really even tell? Yeah, trend's bad, and I guess you could try to say that the RSI is diverging. Yeah, I may see. That's not good either. And this is why, you know, trying to short bearish breakdowns can be tough because it's coming off of already a drawdown, a fast drawdown. So your RSI has gone to oversold, and when an asset is oversold, it's not really, there might not be as much fuel in the tank for downside short term. So you get stuff like this that happens. So yeah, you're always trying to, if you're going short, you're trying to short failed breakouts of resistances. As you can see, look at that. Look at that. I mean, this is real. So what do? They run it up, make another lower high. Maybe we fail to see 29. I don't know. Like, it's tough, man. Like, when there's not an edge, when the framework is not presenting itself, it can look terrible, but then, they just turn it around, in a day or two like this. So we're just looking for the framework, man. We're looking for the framework, and I'll tell you what framework, dude. What framework? Okay, here's a great example of the framework. Alibaba, like 460-day Gartley with classic accumulation, recapturing 73.50 from 2022. Golden Cross above the 20 and the 200 moving average. Yeah, this is the type of stuff. I mean, this is like, you very seldom get it. This is like a solar system that's been in development for hundreds of millions, if not billions of years. And it's ready, man. It's like prime. Like, earnings may kill it next week. It completely could invalidate. We go to $58 in a day because it's so bad. But outside of the earnings upcoming, this is a specimen. This is like we would make an NFT of this. The composite operator, we become a hype king in our own community, right? We would dub some anonymous composite man of Alibaba. Maybe it's Michael Burry. Maybe it's the Chinese themselves. But this is what dreams are made of. 1414, 786s, Confluent. Yeah. The framework, the edge, everything's there. The evidence that the composite operator has an ongoing buying campaign, it's very real, right? And then you go to Avalanche, and it's like, I don't have any of that. It's lower highs, lower lows after blow off top, and yeah, you had a confirmed bearish breakdown yesterday. Like, that really happened, and then today Bitcoin rallied. So Avalanche rallied 10%. It's like, did the trend change? No, it's just up 10. And that's cool. And it's no longer a confirmed bearish breakdown because they've recaptured part of the level. So anyway, yeah, I'm just looking at that because we looked at the big ones. I do want to get through, like, I know you were requesting the pulse chain, but I don't have that much time. But like, I want to look at, like, the stock market's open. I want to see this. So yesterday was terrible, right? It was just awful. It was like, really, they're bearishly engulfing, completely rejecting the previous level, the overhead resistance, covered the previous candle, and then it was one of your lowest closes you've seen since the drawdown began, and now they've just gapped it up. This is what they do now. They gap it up, and now it's running. Just the past 60 minutes were the highs of the day, I believe. And that's new data, and that's like, all of a sudden, wow, it's not as bad anymore because the line in the sand is 524. That's one of the only levels that exists on this chart that makes any sense for inflection because you're in price discovery. And if you're back above it, you can feel better about the asset. Now it's like, okay, well, then a gap fill of 542 seems more likely if we are going to recapture 524, stay above it, hold above it.
Mitch, can you look at ASTS, specifically about how to take profits when an asset is in price discovery? I'm in since $3.03. Thank you for all you
Birdhouse, thanks so much, man, for the 20. We can look at ASTS, the new Empire weapon of war, the ATAT, the ATST, and the ASTS. Yes, the ASTS. Powerful machine. All right. Yeah. So you were screwed, and now you're not screwed. Until tomorrow, they gap it down, and we're back below 524. Then we're screwed again. So it's just tough, man. You're in impulse mode. Is there a structure here? No, there's not a structure here. So it's tougher. The Dow Jones. Okay, so it's like, it looked bad yesterday. They, really bad sell off into the close, and then gapped it up, and now you've been running. You saw your highest level since the second, and looks like 39,854 makes sense to fill a gap as well as to test an overhead resistance as resistance, because they've never done that, right? So I mean, like, what would make sense if this is going to continue, this, something like that, and not sure what the outcome will be after the back test, but that just seems like that might be on deck now. I don't think that's weird at all. An idea, right? 39,420. What happened? Oh, my set ended. My bad. Same thing with the NASDAQ, where it was bad. They denied and rejected the overhead resistance. The little data we have up here, because this is all-time high stuff, gapped it up, and you've now recaptured it, and now I can feel a little better. Like, I feel like above 16,443, I feel more optimistic for a candle or a gap fill at 17,183. Possibly at 17,800 or 18K. There's so many gaps now. Holy crap. This gap is not truly filled with a close. That's 4 different unfilled gaps on the NASDAQ. That's freaking nuts, man. You see them? All target areas. That is wild. All now marked. The gaps. There you have it. 4 targets. But at the same time, man, it's just like you've just completed or possibly concluded a correction on the NASDAQ. What kind of correction? From the high to the low? Almost 16% correction in about a month, 25 days. There's no structure. All you could say is like, hey, that was a deep retrace in the previous low to high. 886 maybe? It was close. Very close to an 88% retrace. You can see, so value perceived area for maybe scalpers, longs, institutions maybe. Deep value in an uptrend for now. And they're going to, I don't know when it'll be, but you would think they're going to attempt to rally no matter what. Like, even if this was to happen, you know, and then you get something like this to confirm that we're screwed, you would think that reflexive rally would happen anyway. And that may not happen. They may break that, bust it, and we head on up to 18K soon and squeeze all the shorts, whatever. It was all a bad dream. It was a much needed correction. It just was. Like, there was, like, up here, like, we're looking at the Mag 7. Wow, this is incredible, but there's nothing to do. We can't do anything. It's extremely high risk and high premium. So high risk, that would be you taking along on assets that were just doing this. Is like high risk with unknown, potentially low reward. So cool to see that maybe buyers are finding their footing in the past few days. And it might manifest into a few gap fills. IWM stayed above the $200 yesterday, even with the bad close. Now you're just in between levels, right? It's either 200 or 209, and looks like you'll probably go test that again. That's a gap that has not been filled. There's another gap at 216. These gaps will probably fill. I don't know when though, but hey, you just pretty much, if you're in an uptrend now with the higher lows, higher highs, you've just virtually made the same low, which does not put a trend in jeopardy at all. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Occasionally you get higher highs, the same low. And then you confirm a bottom, and then you rally again to possibly higher highs, or you attempt to rally. So good to see a recovery across the markets here. That could be considered maybe Class C hidden bullish divergence if they continue to run this thing and we keep losing negative momentum. Where it's the same low, no, maybe Class B hidden bullish divergence, same low on price, higher levels negative momentum on the oscillator. So okay, not bad, man. I'll look at gold real quick because it's good now. We might be good. Like bullish engulfing candle being painted, 2 hour, less than 2 hours now till the close. Bearish convergence not really catching any follow through, and this is the thing. The most recent data possibly now is this, where it's like, okay, a lower high, but you have to then, if you want a trend reversal and you're in an uptrend and you put in a lower high, you then have to put in a lower low after that. Then you have to put in a lower high. Then you have to put in a lower low. So like they put in a lower high. Okay, that's step one. That's not good enough. That's not enough of an argument to say the trend's reversing. You can just say there's less than before locally. Okay, so what kind of fall through are we going to get? Well, we got zero fall through. I mean, we got like a few candles, and they didn't even take out this local low from July 25th. So that's still indicating more than before on the bottom side, right? Like more demand. And if they engulf this and we test 2430, you could almost say like we possibly like what, partial decline stuff on a rectangle. So things have definitely taken a turn today across the markets. The macro has really shifted gears, and it's good, man. It's good. Like no one wants like it to just continue to dump majorly. I mean, that was one of the worst crashes Bitcoin's seen ever in a 6-day period. So we're getting off easy with this rally today. But man, that 50%'s been tested, and you know what it is. Buy the book. Okay, let me just knock out that one request real quick. Don't think we'll get any more today. So, here are your futures. Buyers recapturing the key level on the S&P. They'd failed, right? But hey, nope, too much demand. They run it up and you're back above it. So I'm feeling a little better about things when it's warranted, right? Oh, I have the right to feel a little better about the S&P 500 when they recapture an overhead resistance from April and March of this year. So feeling better. Could still just be bearish consolidation, like flagging or something, but rejoice at least for that. Here's the NASDAQ, though. The NASDAQ 100 futures, like just another test. They have not broken it yet. What the heck, man? What are they doing? We need to break this. It's so real. Well, we haven't broken it yet. They were trying again, but they're failing. We are currently.
It's time for Power Hour.
Yeah, we are in the last 60 minutes of trading for Wall Street, and that's the best we got right now. So if we've been having a good day, I guess you'll see maybe a sell-off happen, people closing their positions out in the last hour. Russell 2000 is trying to recapture its key level, and then Dow Jones wasn't really at a key level. Remember, we knew the 39.9 to 40K level was the big one, so gold making a comeback. Everything making a comeback. We're trying to anyway, but don't get cocky, kid. What is this? What was the ticker? Pulse Chain. Richard Hart. This is Richard Hart's luxury designer clothing fund. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, it's on TradingView, I guess. Oh, it's disgusting. This is exactly what scams look like. So I'm glad you requested it so we can all see. This is what pump and dump scams look like. Yeah. No intrinsic value, doesn't do anything for anyone. It's just something to be owned until the bubble pops and then you're out. Look how fast it collapsed. Worse than most altcoins. Worse, yeah. But hey, at support, so I mean, it's congratulations on being at all-time lows, or just about. You made a 99% retrace. So, like, here's a low, here's a lower low. Why so much more negative Momo? All you could say is, like, maybe there's some class C divergence going on. I mean, if there was going to be anywhere on a chart that would give you the best chance for maybe a reversal, it would be at maybe all-time lows with a local confirmation low. So above 37.61, you got decent upside potential. If I'm just looking at this like it's not a scam, right? Yeah, you would never want to own it below 33.21. Above 37.61, you can see like the first test. You got, look at the rally, but there was such a lack of demand that the market participants were unable to even go test that top, that inflection point. That's what's so weak about it. So maybe it's going to be, if it's a if they end up, it's a lower low now, confirmed locally. And so if it fails, we know it could perform very well if it does fail, if you recapture 37.61. Again, someone requested this. They paid $20 for it. I appreciate that. So I'm going to do the best I can to analyze even this. So it's all about what kind of price action we get here. You want to see them recapture 37.61. You want to see a lower low double bottom so that we could have a more pronounced rally. And I think your target would be this little zone right here. 54.58 to 5600. That'd be it. If you were long in here, you'd be taking profit there. And if it ever broke that and you wanted another target, pretty much going to be like that. It's going to be like 7,500. That's it, man. Okay. All right.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
Mother of God. That's freaking nuts. ASTS. How do you take profits in price? It's not in price discovery, sir. It's just not. It broke out though. I remember we were here and it's like, if you're not taking at least some profit here, you're not trading. Like so, but it broke it, and now you're in this la land where all I can do is show you that you're at an 88% retrace from the all-time high to the all-time low. It's the major 886 by the look, eyeballing it. You were off. You're not quite there. 2268 is upon you. The candle open from back in February 2021 was 2305. So that's probably X marks the spot. You're in since $3.03. Wow, man. This dude has made bank. 303. Let's just say he's up 618% on his money. So, dude, it's like, of course, it could keep going straight line up like this. But they seldom do. And all it can do is tell you, like, your levels here. 886, 2268, 100% retrace, all-time high, 2535. If you ever broke that, 3172. But at some point, you are going to get one of these, the pump and the dump. It's not going to last, dude. I know it feels like it, but, man, securing profits on things like this, always a good idea. Because of normally what happens after. Straight up, straight down. Wow. All right. That was a request. Not much to look at, you know, but majestic move for sure. How is SunPower down again? Bro, oh my God. Like talking about shortened scams. Well, one scam didn't pump. SunPower, as it was terrible yesterday, in the past few days, it's down. It's 37.52%. It's trading at its lowest price since ever, maybe. Yep, all-time lows on SunPower. How do you do that on a day like today? A recovery. The VIX destroyed, down 11%. You know, we've been tracking that after that run to 65, first time since 2020. Bearish engulfing candle unfolding. Looks like you're heading on down to 1920. Gap fill 18 and change. Yeah, that's a one-off thing, man. That was just whoa, dude. The carry on trade, Japanese yen. Oh, holy crap! And they figured it out, man. We're back to sedated markets, low volatility. It's gonna keep bleeding out. Warner Brothers, that got wrecked on earnings, is still down, but look where it's at. That's crazy. It just hit its lowest price since lowest price on Warner Brothers today since March of 2009. But look how real this level is. I don't know if I'd be buying Warner Brothers scam garbage movies, right? But I mean, that is a level, and they just bounced it. They max bid it off the lows. They recaptured it because it opened kind of right below it or at it. Terrible trend, though. Awful trend. It's just like, okay, you might scalpers day trade it. Yeah, they might do that, but look at this awful lower highs, lower lows forever. You just put in your lowest high. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the Mag 7. I'm just looking at a couple of those. All right. Let's look at the best to the worst. Nvidia squeezing up 5.82%. They did it, man. So look what happened. It was bearish engulfing candle yesterday. It was down 5+%. But look what they did. The resistance is flipped. They're springing and they're trying to back test the spring at this point. I mean, that's the data we got, right? Recapturing and then reconfirming validity of area that was violated today at the lows. And now kind of trying to bullish Harami a little bit. Bullish inside bar. Hard to say. There's no forms of confirmation really outside of maybe what we've just witnessed with the spring back test. That's a form of confirmation. But nothing like, no like structures, no like double bottoms or, right? I mean, it's just kind of drawing down, chopping up and down, opening up 3%, down, gapping down 5%. It's all over the place, man. Very, very choppy. But yeah, 97.25 could be a line in the sand for some. And they could just say at this point, all right, if we're here, if this is where we are, then we just stop loss below 97 somewhere and say, I'll cut my losses. If this is going to fail, then I'm out. You don't know if you want to own NVIDIA short term below that level, right? Because there's just not much there. But they're trying to defend it, and they're trying to confirm that they're defending it. Sure, NVIDIA. Meta. Dude, unbelievable, right? What a story on Meta. The most... I mean, this was the best performing of the 7 in terms of that crash. Or range bound, stayed range bound, earnings took it up to the top, then the crash, then the run, and now it looks like you're going to target, you're on deck 523 to 531. They're going to be testing it again. They break that. This is like in a situation where like if the overall macro continues to recover some, then Meta's going to be going to all-time highs soon. Because if that's the worst it did during the worst of the crash, where it just was fine oscillating, man, that thing is getting primed. Yeah, Zuckerberg living his best life, man. Tesla finally recovered some, but it was just still bad. It's still not great. But you are working on a bullish Harami, a bullish inside bar, maybe Japanese candlestick reversal. It was bad yesterday, man. They just tested the 200, 2 out of 3 days, and then just dumped, closed at lows, and you're just in between two levels. Choppy. They're just, like you could have bought 182. Scalpers did, obviously. Institutions did, right? Because they didn't let retail buy at open on that day. So they did and bid it up. And now we're just possibly, not even kidding, if this was the bottom, excuse me, I'm drinking Topo Chico, so carbonated sparkling water, so I'm burping. But even if they went for another 180, 182 test, like you still see like a low, higher low, and then this is a higher low than this low. This is a deep retrace, is a value retrace, and a new uptrend. This could very well be okay. I mean, what was the retrace from just this low here to this high? Well, it was an 886. Gosh dang. Yep, deep retrace and new uptrend. But still below 200, and it's not, could be better. Way too early to call it hidden bullish divergence, because look at how much negative momentum there is. Like you want your oscillator to be as close to neutral as you can get. Like the closer you get to neutral, waning negative momentum, the more you can be like, okay, the development of the hidden bullish divergence is maturing. It started to develop, but it's just, what if this big red histogram wicks tomorrow on a sell-off? It never was. So it's potential, sure. Pay attention to it, but I think you need more candles, more time, more data. But yeah, what a trade. The trade retraced 100%, and now they're trying to put it in a higher low than the previous low. It's like kind of okay. We just don't know. Like you could be in the midst of a mega trend reversal. Like it's over. Like we're not seeing 170 again on Tesla anytime soon because of the trend reverse, because you had been in a downtrend for so long. But there's a characteristic that is occurring, unfolding right now that just has not been unfolding at all anywhere. When are we making higher lows? When's the last time this asset's been making higher lows anywhere? Everywhere you look, it's like lower lows And now all of a sudden we got the T-shaped recovery and now possibly the highest low. Another one. So it's not something to forget about. Like, you should definitely pay attention and be intrigued by the Tesla chart and maybe what's unfolding with the trend reversal right now. So just, you don't have to own it. Just don't forget it. Please pay attention to it, scan through it, check on it every day. Google. They're recapturing the level. The whipsaw on the top. Now they're whipsawing on the bottom. Very nice here. That's huge. Buyers recapturing the bottom of a channel. You know what that means? Max upside potential. There's not much of a structure here. But always compelling. I'm always down for that. They didn't even test 150. What did they test? Did they test that? They didn't even test this peak from February. Didn't even test the 200. No real tests. No important tests happened at the lows of this drawdown. And now we're back in the channel. So you don't have confirmation. You don't have a pattern. But you are at the bottom. You could consider yourself maybe oversold on Google as an investor, right? DCA'er. Amazon. Nothing here really. That, you know, it's pretty compelling stuff on the Mag 7 so far, and this one's not really. I mean, it's up today 2%, but below the 200, made a lower low than previous lows. I don't know. If you anchor it a certain way, you could say it's the value like the other ones. This low to high, it's near an 886, like Tesla. Yeah, not much here, but I'm sure like if the others recover, Amazon's going to recover too. Apple was never really in much trouble. Like, all it did was something spectacular. Like, it gapped down and then opened and tested an old all-time high overhead resistance, and for the first time in history it became support, which is spectacular. That is great, man. They didn't know that it was going to be support until now. So now we know that if we ever went back down to 196, we get a confirmation low. You think a gap fill here would make sense though on Apple short term, right? Like, why would, like where we are, why would we not go up and just fill the gap at 219? You probably will, and then you maybe roll over and get a confirmation low or not. But this is great, man. I like Apple right now. Like, I think this is pretty solid. Anything below 196 is kind of sketch, but dude, this is impeccable. It's like you could kind of say outside of this low in June, it's amongst the highest low ever on this chart. All right, Microsoft, not really great. Below the 200. Bullish inside bar. I mean, they're trying to maybe bullish Harami it today, but not really great. I mean, there are better looking ones than this too. It's almost like you got right angled ascending broadening formation stuff. It doesn't look that spectacular. Not performing that well off the lows. There, your 7. Big one looks strong, man. 38 minutes till the 4-hour close here, and nearing the highs of the entire day, up over 8%, up $4,680. If outside of that 50% retrace on Bitcoin, the target's 60,800. I remember like a 5.0 price reversal zone could be between the 50% and the 618, so it could go a little higher too. Overshoot. Sorry, man. I had leg day yesterday, and this is day 4 in a row of working out with my trainer, so just my body is broken at this point in the week. Oh, man. I guess we could just... Been live now 49 minutes. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button above the sub. I know there's probably just a few y'all here today, but this just spectacular. I can't even believe the type of respect that this channel has received. It really is a dream. I mean, the about equal amount of respect that we received at the top, equal amount of respect we received at the bottom, right? We're getting it again. I just wish there was something that we could have done really, like, you know, there just wasn't really anything. You can't have an edge after a crash, a 30% crash. It takes time on the daily for an edge to develop again. So everything resets after the bearish edge plays out. And you're just getting a big green candle right now. After hitting the demand line, it looks like there was demand at the demand line. Wow. 200-day moving average that was shattered is around 61,800. But yeah, it was just oversold. That's about it. We're getting a really nice reaction here. Bitcoin dominance. Well, yeah, I mean, this is really, I can't believe it. If you're surprised about Bitcoin dominance, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're not watching the stream. You're not in here. Yes, multi-year highs once again, just like yesterday and virtually 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, you're streaking. You're headed to 60. You're on the way. We're waiting. We've been waiting 2 years for this. What a trend, man. What a beast trend. Call options on Bitcoin dominance, if it was a thing, man, would have been the play. So, yeah. Think you got another 2.5% to go. US dollar tether dominance got obliterated, you know, but it's not like making a lower low or anything. Good. I mean, that's still like this argument for accumulation does not become invalid until you're below 4.7 to 4.9%. That's it. So, yep, having a bad day, down 6.8%. Everything's going into crypto, of course. Bitcoin's running, and this will always do the opposite of what Bitcoin and crypto is doing. So, yeah, this thing ran up 6.77%. Bearish engulfing candle. And it could continue. The longer Bitcoin rallies, 60,800 on deck. If they break that, 63.5, 64.9. Yep. We didn't look at total today, did we? Let's look at it. Well, total did things, man. Like, right? Stayed within this channel.
Can you please look at the divergence on Filecoin weekly MACD? Hidden bullish div? Cheers. 6.180000000 Phil.
Filecoin holder? Is that crypto hoarder or is that Filecoin hoarder? Thank you for the 2315 of file 618 of file. Nice, dude. Golden retrace amount. Beautiful. We can look at the weekly on file that just got destroyed after the run was over. But yeah, we'll look for sure. I guess we can go after total once we look at this. But, like, you know, horizontal lines were respected. Demand line confirmed back within, and now just running. Same thing though. It's like a shark, almost 113 shark, and a 50% retrace is occurring right now. And I would say, like, just between 1.78 and 2 trillion. It looks like you're at. There's just one time we had a reversal, February 2022. If you break this, then it looks like you would head on up to 2.16 trillion. So that's where we are, right there. Just one time though. Never been a reversal point before besides this one time. So that's just where you are, and yeah, 2.1 plus trillion on deck, maybe. Engulfing candle confirmed in 4 hours 32 minutes. Very nice there. Let's see. File 11+%. Hey man, bounce where it should have bounced, and now you got divergence. So the level of all levels, man. This was, I guess, outside of $5. The other level of all levels was $2.85 to $3. I know we were just getting wrecked here. It was just like, all right, $3 on deck, and we got $3 perfectly. And now you're working on a engulfing candle, and now forget the weekly. Look, it's The divergence that Bitcoin showed last month before the run up, Filecoin's now showing it. Specimen, RSI, divergence, exhaustion, and it's happening at a key level. So if this divergence played out, I would say $5 is on deck. A lower low too. Like if it's a lower low and it's actually a confirmed bottom, you could definitely target for $5 here, or 46 to 4.99. Wojawoko, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, man. Sorry about butchering your name. I just, man, it was tough, dude. Don't get mad. I'm sorry. What's up, Butt Nation, man? Bob Nation, man. So yeah. We got ourselves a very interesting development on Filecoin on the daily. He wants the weekly. He said weekly MACD, hidden bullish divergence. There maybe like they're trying to work on it, you know, but I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I don't think it's that great. You don't. It doesn't have to be great. You just know, like, this is like the level. Like, if they don't hold $3, I mean, what are we doing? Your all-time lows and beyond. But the good news is the daily's helping. Maybe the 3-day is helpful too. 3-day. Oh my God. MACD histogram on the 3-day, sir. Did you see this? Because that's diverging. For sure. Well, I mean, no one could say you're wrong for trying to take a chance on an S coin at all-time lows or at the lowest low of this chart, you know, at this super strong support. Just like no one will be mad at you for going short at 46 if it was resistance, but no one would get mad at you or blame you for going long if a resistance flipped to support. So this has been formally tested with a hammer, a 3-day red hammer, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, Filecoin's daily, again, not my opinion, just the way it looks, spectacular. This is implying that sellers are extremely exhausted and that there is impending price action reversal to the upside. There you have it. So we had an arrow at the top side. Now we shall arrow to the bottom side because it was tested successfully. Kind of a dragon. You kind of have like a bullish dragon setup too. Look, right? There's your dragon. The more I look at it, the more interesting it could be. Here's a foot of the dragon. The second foot of the dragon. You got the divergence. That's what you typically see on lower low dragons. The breakout, it's a potential dragon. It's not a dragon until the spine is broken. And you start creating a tail. The tail would be the run. So this is the best I can do for Filecoin. Kind of okay, man. Kind of interesting. I mean, we're not talking about trend analysis. We're not talking about, oh, it's in such a nice trend, man. No, we're just talking about local structures and the oscillator on the daily, okay? Does that make sense? Filecoin hoarder. That's right, Z-Dub. Or Z-Dub, yeah. Botmation, you say Bitcoin's so bearish. Thoughts? I mean, Bitcoin's been making lower highs, lower lows for months now. And it has, unfortunately, just hit a 50% retrace, the pattern completion zone of a bearish chart. So, I mean, we knew this was possible with such a lack of data because the data presented itself wonderfully for markdown and we got it. And now it's like a bunch of coin flips until more development. And again, I'll just reiterate this right here. The 113 bearish chart, right, hits this 50% retrace. and it hasn't gone any higher yet. And again, it could go higher. Scott talks about, 5.0s can go near the 618 whatever, go to 62.250. But so far, it's respecting it, and you don't have an edge. Nothing implies more upside. There wasn't really too much implying, that much downside. You just don't know, like with such little data. Like, what do you want to do? So if the trend continued as is, this might be where it does reverse. But I can't go against saying that it couldn't go to 62. 63,588 if things get really crazy, but you are right now at it by the book, at the reversal zone of a bearish shark into a bearish 5.0, bullish shark into bearish 5.0. So Brandon, so general knowledge and market participant on X, are we back? Not quite, man, but great comeback. I mean, dude. Always happy about an 8%, 10% plus rally off lows. We're up 20% off the bottom. Since the absolute bottom of that crazy crash, Bitcoin has recovered 20%. But now you just got more questions because this is kind of a level where if we're in a downtrend now, which there could be evidence of the downtrend with the lower highs, lower lows, and the great performance of the bearish variables that presented themselves in late July, you gotta wonder what's gonna happen here. Like if this will actually play out or it'll keep going. Oh crap, I gotta go take my pre-workout. So I've been live 1 hour. I just wanted to go live for y'all to just talk about what's happened today, and I appreciate y'all coming out. And I just got another workout in about less than 30 minutes now. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't know when you'll see me again, but I'll just be back. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.
Gentlemen in the mix.